mailman stopped in to wish me happy Thanksgiving, which is great. And that's why we love Julio, our mailman. So if you guys were on the same route as us down here in Riverhead, Julio's the man. Okay, back to it. So today we're talking about ads. And so this is going to be Facebook and Instagram ads. And like I said, I'm considering running a class on how to set up ads, how to create them, what kind of eye-catching creative to use, as well as how to break down your analytics. So if you think that you'd be interested in that, hit us with a like, a DM, a comment, and let us know if that's something you'll be interested in. Kelly Hull Photography, hey, good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Awesome. Yeah, great. I will definitely be sure to keep you in the loop for whenever we plan on setting that up. Okay, so today I'm going to talk about ads, and one of the questions that I get are, should I have just Facebook ads? Should I have just Instagram ads? Should I do a combination of my feed and stories? Should I just do feed? You know, what's the most effective way to run an ad? So today I'm going to talk about feed versus stories. And, you know, just a quick breakdown for my basic 101ers out there. Feed is, you know, when you're scrolling through and you see a post or what looks like a post and says sponsored on it, that's a feed ad. And then story ads are in stories when you're watching your friend's stories and all of a sudden you say, that's not a friend of mine because it's a brand or whatever it may be. So those are the story ads. So I'm going to break down why you should do one as opposed to the other. So the most effective ad right now is going to be your feed ad. So if you're going to do anything, definitely do a feed ad because that has just shown much more engagement and as far as getting you know, your brand awareness out there. We also, I mean, I'm not going to get super into it right now because I could sit here and talk all day about it, but you also have to identify what the end result for your ad is going to be. Is it, and you'll see this when you're actually setting it up, but is it brand awareness? Are you looking for engagement? Are you looking for conversion? You know, essentially, what is it that is your end goal? And that's going to determine what type of ad that you create and how you run it. But overall, feed ads seem to still get the most amount of engagement and the most amount of traction and biggest bang for your buck. But that's not to say that you can't throw in story ads as well. So for my people who are experienced with ads out there, you know that you can do something when you're setting up your ad. It's called budget optimization. And essentially, you set the dynamics between the amount of money you want to spend. It could be over the entire lifetime of your ad, or it could be a daily budget if you're just planning on running your ad continuously, or you can bid and you can say, you know, I only want to spend X amount of dollars to get my desired results. You know, is it page likes, is it comments, or is it conversions, things like that. So you set the dynamics about how much money that you are going to spend. And in addition to that, you can, so you can choose budget optimization, which means that that money that you set, you're telling Facebook that, hey, if my feed ad is doing really, really well, pump more money in towards that. But if my stories ad is doing really well, pump more money towards that. And this is all done within the same ad campaign. So when you're setting up your ad campaign, you can choose budget optimization, which means that it's going to pump more money towards whichever ad is most effective. So after that, your next step is going to go into setting the dynamics of the ad, you know, your demographics, your target market, who it is that you're looking for. And then you go down to the creative. And obviously, you know, you want to make something that is eye-catching, that is straightforward, to the point, get your, you know, get your point across, but also incite some type of intrigue within your target market. And while you're doing that, so 1080 by 1080 is kind of your best bet and will get the most amount of placements within your within Facebook and Instagram. Placements meaning, does it show up in the feed? Does it show up in articles, in videos, anything that you're doing on the Facebook app or platform, I should say, your ad has potential to pop up. So I've had people who've seen our ads when they were reading a BuzzFeed article, or if they were watching a video, if we had a video ad, ours kind of popped up in between. So it really depends on, once again, your target market, your desired result, the type of ad that you're going to create. So 1080 by 1080 is pretty standard, and you're going to probably get the most amount of placements for it. But within your same ad campaign, you can have that ad run, but you can also make an ad specifically for stories. Now, these stories is 9 by 16. So it's going to be a vertical ad placement as opposed to the 1080, 1080. Now, you can use your 1080, 1080 within your stories, but it's not going to be as effective because there's going to be some space at the top and the bottom. So this way, you can tell that it's really not formatted specifically for stories. So using your stories adding that into your 1080, 1080 is going to create a different sense of ads when people are watching it. So what is the advantage to doing that? Well, stories kind of, as of now, because I think ads and stories are going to become much more popular. But as of now, stories are kind of like a booster to what you're already running. Hey, Thanksgiving's coming up. Here's a Thanksgiving reference. It's like having apple pie. Apple pie is great, delicious, but then when you add a scoop of vanilla ice cream to it, it's even better. So stories are the vanilla ice cream to your regular ads that you're running. The dimension for story ads, Kelly, is 9 by 16. So it's going to be a long ways vertical ad, 9 by 16. And if you use any of the free creatives that we talk about, like for Canva, or if you use Adobe Spark, they actually have that dimension within their options when you're creating your creatives. Well, when you're developing your creatives, they do have that dimension within one of their kind of pre-marked out ads. All right, so it's 9 by 16 for stories. Yes. Yeah. Oh, sorry, Kelly asked if it was in inches. Yes. Okay, so, right. So adding story ads to your regular ad is just kind of like an additional thing that you're doing. So in a little case study that Facebook did, they found that adding stories to your feed campaigns, which is, the scroll ones, by using the placement optimization can actually result in a 21% increase in your brand lift. Brand lift, brand recall, it's basically how likely somebody is to remember the ad that you've put out there. So 21% increase in brand lift. Hi, Danny, good morning. And also adding the creative optimization of, good morning, Miss Willow. Thanks for joining. If you're adding the creatives that are specifically for stories, which is in that 9 by 16, it's actually optimized to bring it up 35% in your brand outcome. So that is whatever your end goal is. Are you looking for brand awareness, conversion, anything like that? So it's actually going to boost it up 35% if you use specifically the 9 by 16, and it bumps it up 21% in brand lift if you are using story ads in addition to your feed ads just with that budget optimization. So definitely a good idea to add stories and to mix that in with your current ad campaigns. And like I said, you don't necessarily have to separate your ad budget for it. You can just use the budget optimization, which means you're still spending the same amount, but you're telling Facebook that if one ad placement is doing better than another to throw more money at it that way, which helps for those of you out there that don't necessarily have time to sit here and watch your ads all the time. Or you could just call your local digital marketing group and they can do it for you. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much for tuning into Coffee Talk Tuesday. Michelle DeBay, thank you again for this phenomenal mug. I don't know where you got it, but I want 6 more of them. So I hope you guys all have a phenomenal Tuesday. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. And if you have any questions at all, as usual, feel free to stop by the office, give us a call, shoot us an email or a DM. Kelly, I look forward to hearing from you in the upcoming new year, and I'll definitely keep you posted when we plan to do that class on ads. All right, guys, have a phenomenal day. Bye. And enjoy your short weekend. Enjoy your short week.